Good morning to you, good morning to you. In the deceptively good Battersea Park. Really beautiful. And today I'm going to be knuckling down and writing up the plan for my talk that I'm doing on meditation at work in the coming weeks. And I've been doing some planning for that, but thought it would be useful for me to just vocalize what I'm trying to achieve and the vague structure for this. So this talk, I guess, I really sincerely think that meditation, the right type of meditation, that is, the sort of Zazen type of meditation that avoids sort of mental gymnastics and allows you to just rest in yourself, is exactly what the world needs today. It needs to learn to have the tools to exhale and rest and restore. And that in particular at work, the people I work for in dire need of the ability to let go of interference, allow things to take their course. So with that in mind, I think, so my audience, they're a bunch of lawyers, cynical in their heads, not used to meditation. It's completely, really foreign to them. So this is going to be quite difficult for them in some respects. So what I need to do is be credible, and hopefully my background will help with that. But also, I think drawing on research will be really helpful here. I'm going to spatter them with research to give an intellectual underpinning to the bullshit that spurts out of my mouth. So the next question is, how do I... There's so much stuff that I could talk about. I could talk for hours and hours. How do I fit it into 45 minutes or so to allow a bit of time for questions? I think that a good way of fitting quite a lot in is to do a meditation exercise, a guided meditation, but within that talk about a lot of the concepts of meditation, because in that way you're giving them guidance, but you're also describing what it's like. So that means that you sort of, I hate to use the word, but killing two birds with one stone. We can make that guided meditation reasonably long, 10 minutes or so. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Because also, I think that would calm everyone down, put everyone into a nice state of mind, and also for me as well, helps me dip into that state. Yeah, okay, so most of that will go in there. So I need to help ensure I dispel people's myths about meditation. And niggles as well. So I think where I talk about how to dispelling the myths, maybe at the start I'll say something like, I want you to wipe your slate clean, forget everything you've heard about meditation. It's not about religious stuff, it's not about doing crazy tricks with your mind, about trying to tame your mind. In fact, actually, it's best described by doing an exercise, and because I could describe to you what a cake tastes like, but you're really not going to be able to get the full picture unless you have a bite. So why don't we dive in and do a talk? Yeah, that makes sense. And then we've got, so after we do a guided meditation exercise, which I think won't be pure Zazen, but it will be a breath focused, because generally it helps to have something to cling on to. It's like a little crutch for these people who are so vegetative. That sounds horrible, but people who are so injured in a meditative sense, and also breath is a useful object to explore the power of non-doing. Okay. So I'm going to give them a handout as well. What should be on the handout? So we'll have, I guess, resources that they can look at, some books and that kind of thing. And then we got we'll have an exercise that they can do on finding the motivation. So I think after I talk them, so okay, we've got intro where I'll talk a bit about myself, my own journey, talk about how I'm not a natural meditator, crazy mind and whatnot. I come from the same background as them, just to basically show them, I'm in the same boat as you. When we do the exercise, and we come out of that exercise, and then I think that would be a fitting time to talk about why meditation helps so much. When we can talk about, okay, now you're in this slightly slower state of mind, you can feel things out a little more. And also, when they're in that state of mind, when I talk about the benefits, it's not like it'll be theoretical, it's like they will already be in that state. So it will be rather obvious, actually. Yes. The other thing that I wanted to do was to talk about how they're meditating already. Yeah, okay, I've got it. So I'll talk about the benefits, for a dirty word, but what meditation does for you. And then from there, I'll label the common ingredients of meditation. You don't have to have, so there's pure Zazen, but then there's also lots of other types of things which achieve a similar effect of an outpouring of the soul, of an exhalation. I suppose the common ingredients are you're not taking in new information, you're undistracted, you're removing all distractions, and it's kind of a simple thing you're doing, and there's no goal to it. You're doing it purely for its own enjoyment. That's when life becomes playful and fun. So I'll get them to explore how they're meditating already, and then I think that would be a good segue into then using another exercise, to say a writing exercise, 5 minutes 5 minute writing exercise. And I think perhaps the sort of tips for establishing a consistent practice of meditation. I could put that in the handout. That's more something you can take away with yourself, and together with motivation stuff. So get them to really question whether meditation is something they want to do. Yeah, so perhaps this talk could be a little more aimed at giving them an experiential taste of meditation, and really give them the idea of, okay, this is wow, this is something I want to explore. Whereas there's something good to this, I want to give them the experience rather than giving them the lessons and how-tos and all that kind of thing. So if we are slightly short on time, we could budge a bit of the kind of how to do it onto the handout that I give them. I suppose I could linger on that. I could maybe spend 5 minutes at the end on that, just with some tips before going for questions. Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see. I've got a feeling I've got too much content here, especially as I'm going to have lots of lovely quotes and all that studies. Yeah, and perhaps actually at the beginning I could say to them, look, this is a talk that I've been wanting to do for quite a long time. Ideas have been brimming under the surface for ages, so I've got so much material here that I might just give you some in the handouts, and then for you to peruse in your own time, especially with, for example, study references and quotations. And say to them at the end that I'd be more than happy to do a second round of this. And also, if they have any individual questions, then please don't hesitate to ask me. Yeah, this is shaping up quite nicely. This is going to be... Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Really. This is actually happening. Cool. Doodaloo.